Hello everyone, welcome to the Ranting Shop. It's me Melissa, and today I'm gonna be reviewing Put a Ring on It Season 3 Episode 11, Will They or Won't They? Now, we're starting off the episode with basically a recap of Shorty and Kenneth's ridiculous fight and other crazy things Kenneth was doing, the the strange and bizarre behavior. And then into the next day where they're doing the group meeting, the other couples are realizing that there's something wrong with Kenneth and Shorty since they came in by themselves. Shorty makes it known to the other group members and to Dr. Nicole that they are in fact broken up because of Kenneth's disrespectful behavior. Kenneth, of course, thinks that Shorty likes to play the victim, but based on what we've seen, you're the one acting a fool. So we can only go off what we see. So essentially, Kenneth and Shorty are going their separate ways, and that doesn't surprise me. Neither does it surprise anyone who's been keeping track of the season. So we just have two couples now, Shalina and Otis, and Shay and Alfonso. Now, before I even finish the rest of the episode, I feel like I already know what's gonna happen, which is that Shalina is gonna accept Kenneth's proposal, Otis's proposal, and she is going to accept Alfonso's proposal. It's really not surprising at all. I know Shalina was thinking that she is the most, hard to figure out, but she's very easy to figure out. And the fact that she already posted her pregnancy pictures, we already know that her baby daddy is Otis, but today I noticed that she finally posted him and her together with the pregnant belly, so that makes it kind of certified, justified, written in stone that Otis is in fact the baby daddy, which leads us to believe that she does accept his proposal. Now, the other theory can be that she doesn't accept his proposal on the show, but they do get back together off the show, and that is what, culminated as a result of that. Who knows? Let's stay tuned for the rest of it. So it's she and Alfonso's turn to speak to Dr. Nicole, and she talks about the fact that he did make big strides, but she has to work on forgiving him. And then she also spoke to the fact that she cannot really control his mind or his decisions or his family's mind and their decisions. So he could speak to them, but it doesn't mean that they're going to now accept you. And that is something that we will always battling with Shay about. Even if he does speak to his family, that doesn't mean that they're going to accept you. Even if that's what he wants, the way he went about things, it was not the cleanest, most respectful way. And as a result, I know the baby mama for sure is going to feel a certain type of way because she now has to heal. And the mother, who's attached to the baby's mother, has to deal with her separate feelings as well. And that's what happens when people move very selfishly. What it is, he was in a relationship with the baby's mother. He felt like they were not progressing how he wanted them to progress. He saw Shay, pursued Shay while he was with the baby mom. And I guess decided one day to completely leave. Actually, he didn't. In his mind, he completely left the baby mama. But in the baby mama's mind, she was dropped with no explanation, And so he now has to figure out how to make it right. Making it right doesn't mean to tell her to move on. That's not how that works. When you hurt people, you cannot really dictate how long it will take for them to move past that. You know what I mean? And so he clearly wants Shay, and he clearly is going to do what it takes for him to get Shay, seemingly. So I hope it works out for them. But it was definitely built on shaky grounds. So I don't know how far that will propel their relationship. There, Shalina and Otis go, draining all of our energy. Shalina just said that in her date with Chris, she appreciated that he appreciates her and appreciates her dopeness, that she is a nice woman, right? What Otis heard was, well, what Otis how do I say this? Interpreted was that she hears these nice things from other people because she doesn't cuss them out. And that makes no sense, because she just said to you that she wants to hear more of it from you. She distinctively said it's not that she doesn't hear it from you, it's that she doesn't hear it enough from you. And you go back and you act as if she said that you never compliment her, which is not what she said. So again, there's this thing of he's not hearing what she's saying. He's interpreting it how he wants to interpret it, but that's not what she is saying, which is frustrating. So they clearly have more work to do, Shalina and Otis, because things are just not getting through to him. So Dr. Nicole, I think, are going to make the men go shop for some engagement rings, I guess, to test how they will feel about doing this for the person they currently have. I guess that's going to put into the forefront whether they really want to be married to that person, or if they think it would be better being by themselves for the meanwhile. But based on the previews, Otis feels like he's ready, but let's see. So the guys go out to get wedding rings. They're nervous. This is, of course, Alfonso's second time getting engaged, so he's not new to this, but for Otis it's new, and he seems like very enthusiastic about it. One thing I will say, which is unfair, is that, in this particular season, only one couple got some one-on-one time with Dr. Nicole, and that was only and has consistently been Alfonso and Shay. None of the other couples got time with Dr. Nicole one-on-one, and to me that just shows that this is not really to help anybody. This is to create a show. And for some reason, they've used Shay and Alfonso as almost like the model couple to really talk to the other couples. If you really look at what's been going on, especially during the girls' night, Shay was the one leading that conversation. And in my mind, I was like, why? Are they secretly trying to say that they are the best representation of a healthy couple on this show? Because to be honest with you, they get the most one-on-ones. Whatever the case is, Shay is speaking with Dr. Nicole. So essentially, she was talking to Dr. Nicole about the fact that she has come to the realization that her thoughts and feelings is not the only valid part of the relationship. He has his thoughts and they may vary with hers, and that's just something where communication must come into play, and effective communication. One listens to the other one listens to the other, and they all come to a favorable conclusion. And she's also realizing that she's afraid to get hurt by him again because he's hurt her before. And Dr. Nicole said something very important, which is part of loving somebody is opening up yourself to the potential of being hurt, because that person may or will do something to you that will hurt you. And according to her, she says, at least if he does do that, they can talk about it now. I hope so. But as I said, if you started the relationship off on a little bit of wobbly grounds, there's going to be a lot of instances where you're going to be put in a situation where he will hurt your feelings. Just saying. So I guess for the final episode, Dr. Nicole is having one-on-ones with everybody, but she waited until the very last episode to do so, which to me is crazy. But she's speaking with Otis, and Otis is saying that generally in the bigger scheme of things, even the bad parts of their relationship was good, and there's still some optimism within their relationship. There Otis goes, being very dismissive again. Instead of listening to what Dr. Nicole is essentially telling him, he's ready to pass it off as it's not that big of a deal. What she's telling you is it will become a big deal when you get married. The thing about it is, you guys, the quickness with which these couples want to just push all their problems under a rug and say, oh, we're ready for marriage, is ridiculous to watch. Extremely ridiculous. It's like they have the most problems, but let them go watch some wedding rings or let them go wear a dress. All these issues just dissolve into nothing. And that's ridiculous. And instead of listening to what Dr. Nicole is saying, instead he's saying, luckily she's not the one to make the decision. That's crazy. In Otis's and Shalina's exchange, it appears that there's still some issues that need to be worked out as far as communication is concerned, and as far as him hearing her above himself. And I think that's the most important thing within the relationship. So, of course, we see Alfonso talking to Shay's dad, who's asking him how will his side of the family accept Shay. So basically, he was saying with the tools he learned from the process from Dr. Nicole, he's essentially better at communicating boundaries to his baby's mother and his mom. And hopefully that will help the family blend, because essentially he's going to give them an ultimatum. It's either you accept Shay because she's my woman, or you are going to be left out of my life. Now, that's just words on Alfonso's part. I do not see Alfonso cutting his mother off if his mother decides she doesn't want anything to do with Shay. So then there's that. What he's saying to the dad sounds like a complete fairy tale, but in reality, things can go both ways. Things can go negatively and things can also go positively. What if it goes negatively? Are you prepared to cut your baby mama or your mother out of your life for Shay? I highly, highly doubt it. But it sounds good, right? It really does. The dad is gonna give him his 110% blessing. So I suppose that's a good start. Okay, so Otis is using all this flowery language. Oh, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. And then all of a sudden, conveniently, towards the ending of the show, now he gets it. That's some BS. He doesn't get anything. He simply knows what you want, and of course it's easy to say what you're going to do. It's another thing to implement what you say you're going to do. So we have yet to see what he said, and hopefully he really does what he says he's gonna do for Charlie. And to no surprise to any of us, Charlie said yes to him. Nobody's surprised, nobody's shocked, nobody feels, oh my gosh, I feel duped. Everybody knows Charlie was gonna say yes. Okay? So nobody's surprised there. Not Shay acting like she doesn't know that basically there's gonna be a proposal at this point. I mean, why are you guys fooling? The audience is not slow, you know. We're really not. We're ahead of the game, which is why we don't like being played with, because we know what's going on. And you do too. So Alfonso got the works. He got a driver. He made her dress. She had a really beautiful sparkly purple gown, and they're off to a dinner because he has to butter her up first so that she doesn't say no to his proposal. So from the limo ride, they get onto a jet. Wow. Alfonso is bawling. So they get to the private jet hangar, and there's this red carpet awaiting them. One thing Alfonso did do is he put in the work for this proposal. It is Otis and Charlene's little cute thingy pales in comparison to this. So to no surprise to any of us, she accepts Alfonso's proposal. And I think any woman would, with that display that he put on, like a private driver off to a private jet, who flew to a private hangar where they had their dinner. Come on. But that's the scary part of all of this, is that below the grandeur and below the amazement of everything, is the core okay? Is the core of the relationship okay? Because that is what's gonna give the longevity that needs to be give. It's not the extravagance that lasts for a very short period of time. Most of the relationship is not gonna be private jets and private drivers. It's gonna be real life. Can they work through that is the real question. Now let's get into the reunion. Okay, so what have we seen thus far? Kenneth looks terrible. I mean, you're coming to a reunion, everybody's dressed nicely, and you're dressed like a bum, like, excuse me. So he continues to really try to berate Shorty by saying when he first met her, she was making $25,000 year driving a busted car. And Shorty says to him that he tried to steal money from her. I think both of these things can be true. I think that, yes, you met her that way, but how were you at that moment? Were you making more than her, or were you making less? Like, it's easy to say that somebody was making an amount, but what were you doing at that moment? Because I do agree that you have stolen from her, because for you to take snapshots of her financial record and you still haven't explained why you did that, everyone's gonna assume that it's for you to like take money from it or whatever the case is. So I definitely believe that you also had your dark moments as well. Whatever you say about Shorty, you did your stuff too. If you don't feel the need to address your stuff, and all you came on that reunion to do is bash Shorty, it speaks to the fact that you are not about self-progression and self-elevation. You're just about trying to break Shorty down, period. So we see on that reunion that Shalina is pregnant. Now, I feel like it didn't take long after that final episode for Shalina to become pregnant. Some people think that Otis purposely impregnated her to trap her in a relationship because he felt like he was going to lose her. And that there's a possibility that that is true, because men do that as well, because some men feel like women are the ones that trap them with kids, not realizing that they're the ones that have to engage for the woman to get pregnant. The woman doesn't get pregnant on her own. So because you're in control of impregnating the woman, you play a part in trapping yourself. And I absolutely feel like Otis did actually trap Shalina. Now, after she's big and pregnant on the show, she's finding out that there was more to Milan's interaction than she thought, including him telling her that he'd like to massage her to 90s music, and he meeting up with her outside of the process. There were things that he did that she wasn't privy to, but because she didn't go and seek out more information and just, I guess, accepted what he said or accepted what he showed her, she looks like she's in a very trapped place right now. And it's crazy because you should have done more research before you got pregnant. Now you're in a situation where you just have to make it work with him, even if you may not want to. It is what it is. Now, for Alfonso and Shay, we saw that beautiful proposal and everything. Come to find out, there's a lot of information that Alfonso left out, and after the show he finally came clean about that information. It simply always felt like Alfonso was holding back stuff. There are certain things I feel like he didn't want to say. He didn't want people to know, us as an audience to know. I guess he felt like it was too public. But when he and Shay finally got to them to be by themselves, he finally told her the truth. And we all know there was more to what he was saying or revealing, so I'm not surprised, I'm not shocked. It turns out that they did break up after the show. I don't think anybody's really surprised there, because we all think that they shouldn't really be together. It's really easy for someone to show up pregnant and for everybody to just completely forget the BS this couple put us through while watching this entire season. It's so easy to say, oh, I'm glad you guys worked it out. I'm glad you're doing good. A baby doesn't equate to doing good. A baby doesn't equate to anything. A baby just equates to a baby. In fact, it will bring more communication issues, but I hope that they're able to get it together for the baby, since they have a responsibility outside of themselves now. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you think. I'm ending with Shalina's beautiful pregnancy photos because it is a magical thing to be pregnant. However, it does not mean that everything is gonna be fairy tales moving forward, but for now it's a magical thing. And so what do you guys think about these beautiful pictures and Shalina's heartfelt post that she wrote about her journey? She talked about her tennis thing at college, her full ride scholarship. She spoke about her little bundle of joy, and the pressure and unwanted stress from the process, and also her wanting to stay calm for the baby and wants everybody to be positive for her baby and everything like that. But if what we've seen was not positive, you can't expect positive from certain people. That's just like a little bit unrealistic. But anyways, you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and see you guys next time for the reunion. Bye.